Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the Introvert Dating Success podcast and video show, courtesy of introvertdatingsuccess.com. I'm your host, Harry Wilmington, and for those of you that are watching the video right now, yes, I am still on the road. I filmed a lot of shows from the hotel I stayed at in Vegas, so you're going to see the similar background for a couple of more shows. But anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about not valuing female friendships. And I don't mean this in a way that like, oh, you have friends that are girls right now, you should just suddenly just chuck them to the side and get rid of them. But what I mean is that I think guys oftentimes put such a high value on pleasing a woman to the point where it's like, if the woman doesn't want to go out with him, he's like, okay, well, I can still make this a friendship anyway, because as an introvert, I best get to know people by being their friend first anyway, and then after we date for a few months, maybe it'll turn into a relationship. And I want to kind of dispel the myth of that, and I want to talk about why it's important that you have the mind frame of not caring so much about having female friends, okay? For more of these podcasts and shows, you can go to introvertdatingsuccess.com to download the shows. We're also available on iTunes. You can go to my YouTube channel by going to YouTube and just typing in Introvert Dating Success, and please subscribe because I love these shows and I want to make sure that you're getting the most amount of information as possible as soon as possible, so you can like subscribe, click on the little bell, and then you'll know when I put new videos and podcasts up, all right? Also, if you are a guy that is like, man, Harry, you know what you're talking about, and I definitely need help, and I don't want to spend years of my life trying to figure this stuff out, I offer one-on-one coaching packages at the website. Just go to introvertdatingsuccess.com and click on coaching, and you'll be able to see and schedule a time for us to kind of chat it up and see what kind of coaching needs that you have, okay? Also go there for my two programs, Smart Digital Dating, which is my program that teaches you how to do online and phone app dating, as well as the Top Secret Dating Blueprint. This is the step-by-step guide that's gonna get you to the land of relationships. Okay, so check those out at the website. And of course, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer on these shows, you can write to me at the website by going there and clicking on the contact tab. Okay, so female friendships. Here's the thing, guy. As you're going through your dating life, chances are you're probably not the best at being able to just go up to a woman and try to talk to her and from Jump Street try to get into a relationship. And it feels weird because there's not a lot of like messages that we get growing up that indicate that there's a certain way to date a girl to be able to really attract her to the point where she wants to go out with you, okay? So we think and feel like, okay, the best method to do this is to meet a girl, talk to her for a little while, maybe get her number, maybe start, trying to offer hangouts instead of dates and spending time with her before I finally make that decision that, yeah, she's gonna be the girlfriend, okay? But it's a weird thing where it's like, if you meet a girl and you start with trying to be friends with her, in her mind, she's going to most likely put you in the friendship category. Whereas if you meet a girl from day one and you're already asking for the number and trying to get a date, she puts you in her brain in the category of, oh, this is a potential lover and possibly boyfriend. Okay, but like I said, as an introvert, it's very, very uncomfortable because it's like we already don't like talking to strangers in the first place. It's why, like, when you go to parties, if you're at a party where you don't know a lot of people, you're probably like a wallflower, like me in front of this wall right now, where you're just kind of like standing there, like, okay, I don't know anybody. I'll probably stay here for like 5, maybe 10 more minutes and then get out of here because I don't know anybody. Versus if you go to a party and there's a bunch of strangers, but there's like 2 people there that you know, then you're like, oh, I'm gonna have a good time because I already know these people. And so where it clashes with you dating wise is this idea of, okay, so I gotta either go out there or go online and talk to a girl and from Jump Street already be on the pathway towards a relationship, but I don't even know if I'm there yet. And you're not. And that's why there's a whole thing called the dating process, okay? So when you go out with a girl, she doesn't necessarily know. She knows that you like her on a certain level, but she's also aware that you're not fully, or ideally you should not fully be at the point where you've already made the decision that she's your lifelong lover or whatever. And that's why they go out with you, because they're willing to find out with you in the process if this is going to be a thing, okay? So that's not something to be afraid of, but a lot of introverts think, well, okay, if I become her friend and I know more about her, then shouldn't that allow me to have a better shot at getting with her? And the answer is no, because in a woman's mind, the longer you're around her and the more that you're spending time with her and she's like starting to open up to you or whatever, Now there's a risk of that going away if you guys get into a relationship and it does not work, okay? On top of that, another thing that guys don't get is that they think, okay, well, if we're friends for a while, then I'll just, one day, like 3 or 4 months from now, I'll confess to her that I've actually liked her this whole time. And she'll be like, she is like girls are in the movies where it's like, what? You liked me? Well, since you said you liked me, I guess that means that now I have to like you back. And oh my God, I've been feeling these things too. And again, that's not how it works. Because while in your head, you're thinking you're building up all this good, all these positive experiences to build up to like her liking you, in her head, all she's gonna think is you lied to her the entire time. Like this whole time, she thought you were just this guy that was just really, really friendly and nice to her and didn't want anything from her. And now it feels like you were secretly plotting this whole time to try to manipulate her feelings to feel a certain way about you so you get into a relationship. Now, what do I mean earlier when I said in order to combat this, that you should stop caring about female friendships? What I mean is this: when you meet a woman, you are primarily trying to talk to her to go out with her in some kind of romantic capacity, whether it's a hookup, whether it's dating, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. Okay, that is the path ideally that you are on. You're not going out there and meeting women just to be their friends. Okay, so if you're talking to a woman and you call her up and ask her out, she's like, well, I really liked meeting you at the party the other night, but I think we should just be friends. A lot of guys will jump on that. And what I found is that when you jump on that, you're basically agreeing to her terms that this is going to officially be a friendship, okay? And so in your desperation to want to hang out with this person and not quote unquote lose them, oftentimes introvert men take the bait. But they actually lose because that's not what they want. And what I found is that the times that I've actually said to women, hey, you know what? Like, I'm not in this for a friendship. Like, I'm just not. So it was nice meeting you, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. Usually not long after that, they'll actually agree to like meet up for a date of some kind. Why? Because I didn't take the bait of this whole friendship thing. I'm taking it from the prospect of like, hey, like, I don't know what I want from you yet, but I know I want to go in the direction of a relationship more so than the direction of a friendship. And you have to be the one to put that out there. Okay. Now, maybe thinking to yourself, okay, so what if there's a girl that's already a friend of mine that I've had a crush on for a long time, and I do in fact want to get with her, but I fear that if I say something about that to her, I'm going to lose the friendship. I'm here to tell you something right now that you probably either haven't observed if you're an older guy, or if you're a younger guy, you haven't quite yet experienced, okay? But here's the honest truth about that. The majority of women that you're friends with or trying to be friends with in the guise of trying to get with her, you're going to lose them anyway. Because here's what's going to happen, okay? Because girls always have this fear like, oh, I don't want to ruin the friendship. We're such great friends and I don't want to lose you. But what happens is this: they're going to eventually meet a guy that totally knocks their socks off and rocks their world. And they're going to start spending more and more time with that guy because she's romantically interested, okay? And there's going to be a point where you're going to start to notice the amount of time she's hanging out with you or calling you up for things is going to dwindle down to darn near nothing, to the point where you'll occasionally get like a text or a Facebook message or a like that says like, hey, like I'm still here, but ultimately you're not going to be in her orbit anymore because she's no longer paying attention to you, okay? And so what does that mean? What that means is that this friendship that you decided to agree to because you didn't want to lose her is still going to cause you to lose her, okay? And so I say this because if there's a girl out there right now that you think, oh, I'm really close friends with her and I don't want to ruin this and that, and I don't want to go away, she's going to go away anyway. Either she's going to get married to the guy and move probably to a different state, or she's going to stay in the same state, but she's going to be spending more time with him, his family, his friends, his relatives, etc. And you're going to be that thought that comes along once or twice a year, maybe, that she reaches out to, but the friendship's going to go anyway. So I don't want you to keep holding on to these friendships that you think you got to stay in because you really like the person, but you're going to lose them if, in fact, you get into a relationship, because that's bullcrap. Okay. More than likely, if you would start from Jump Street saying, "Hey, I want to date you and see where this goes," and then that turned into a friendship, you'd have a better shot because at least she'd know now that it's out of your system, that you guys went out, it didn't work out, but you guys still communicated good enough to still be, friends with each other. And then that kind of friendships generally can stay and last. But the ones where you're friends with her and then all of a sudden you try to pounce it on her that you really like her, now when you get around her, she's going to feel uncomfortable. She's going to know in the back of her head that you really want to be doing more, and it's going to cause her to want to call you less and be around you less, to the point where you don't see her anymore, okay? So that's why I say don't put so much value on female friendships. You're not meeting girls to become their friend. You're meeting them to date them. If you meet a girl and you ask her out and she doesn't want to go and she offers you friendship, don't take it because you want to date her. And if you reject the friendship, you have a better chance later on of her possibly changing her mind than if you agree to the friendship and now you're just stuck in the friend zone for the rest of your life with this woman, okay? Now, you may be watching this or listening to this and thinking, well, what about those people that I've heard that they met as friends and then they grew to like each other and then they got married? Most of that's a lie. But if you're hearing a woman say that story to you, what typically happened is she probably secretly had a crush on him the whole time, and he was the one that made it a friendship, and that caused her to have to try extra hard to get at him, okay? It works more often that way because, again, that gives a woman what? Time to she has to come chasing him basically, and also it's a slight level of rejection from him on her part where it's oh crap, no guy's rejecting me now. This guy's saying he doesn't want to be with me. Well, I'll stick around, but I hope eventually, and we're guys. She's a nice body and she's treating us pretty good. After a while, we'll probably fall for that. But for the opposite way, it doesn't typically work. More often than not, once a woman's putting you in the friend zone, in her head, that's where you're staying for life, okay? So stop going out there trying to become friends with girls in hopes that you're going to trick them into a relationship later, because the more value you put on these friendships, the more friends you're going to get and the less girlfriends you're going to get, okay? And as an introvert, you don't have time to waste with female friends because that's time you could be spending with girls that actually like you and will actually date you, all right? So anyway, hopefully this helped you out. For more of these podcasts and shows, go to introvertdatingsuccess.com. You can go there to download shows, watch videos, go to YouTube and type in Introvert Dating Success and subscribe to my channel. Like I said before, go to the website and check out my programs. We have the Smart Digital Dating Program, which gives you all the secret tips and tricks that I personally use to be able to get 4 to 5 dates a week, not 45, 4 to 5 dates per week by way of online and phone app dating. Also go there to check out my top secret dating blueprint, which gives you the ins and outs of things you need to do for those first 3 months of dating that are going to really heighten her attraction level to you to the point where she's going to practically be begging you to be the girlfriend, okay? If you want some one-on-one coaching to accelerate this stuff, because I offer a lot of my stuff for free, but if you want to really accelerate your dating life and you want my help, go to introvertdatingsuccess.com, click on the coaching tab, and schedule yourself a time and appointment to be able to talk to me one-on-one, okay? And of course, if you have any questions that you'd like answered on this show, it can be dating questions, questions about your current situation, or just life in general, you can go to introvertdatingsuccess.com and click on the contact tab. I'm Harry Wilmington, and I will catch you guys on the next show. I'm out. Peace.